Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English with Eric. I am Eric, your English instructor, a lifelong English professional. After spending 6 years at the University of Tennessee, I graduated with 3 degrees: English, writing, and literature, as well as a number of minors. Soon thereafter, I spent 13 years as a newspaper editor-in-chief, where I wrote and edited countless thousands of articles for publication. I have ghostwritten and edited numerous books, also for publication, and have spent time traveling all over the world where I have taught English. I currently have many executive corporate students whom I teach privately on a weekly basis. Today, we're going to be doing something a little differently. We have been focusing on pronunciation, but now I want to focus on some more advanced English listening lessons. Today, we are going to utilize one of the famous poems by author Edgar Allan Poe, one of the greatest authors in the English language. This is a poem called The Haunted Palace. We will read it stanza by stanza, and we will stop briefly to discuss some of the words and phrasing in each stanza. This will be part 1 of a 2-part lesson. Let's get started. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch thought's dominion, it stood there. Never seraph spread a pinion over fabric half so fair. In the greenest of our valleys, valleys green, valleys beautiful, valleys verdant, by good angels tenanted. The word tenanted. A tenant is a person or a thing that lives in a certain place. A tenant of an apartment, of a house. So by angels tenanted means that angels lived in these green valleys. Once a fair and stately palace. Fair, in this sense, means beautiful or pretty, attractive, pleasant to the eye. Stately, a stately palace. This would be something royal, something official, something into which a lot of money was poured for its construction. A stately palace. It gives the idea of being ornate and beautiful and very large. Radiant palace. Again, radiant gives you the idea of beauty. Something on which the sun shines and which almost gives out a light of its own. Something that's beautiful. It gives you the idea that it gives off its own light. She is radiant. She is beautiful. She casts her own brilliant light like the sun. It is a fair and stately palace, a radiant palace. Again, the idea of beautiful and ornate. Reared its head. Reared its head. It gives you the idea of it raising up. It rose up above the green valley. It rose up above the plain. So it reared its head like an animal. If you say a horse reared up, it means it stood up on its hind legs. So the idea that it rose up high, it reared its head. It gives you the idea that it's almost a living thing. And the idea behind that would be anthropomorphic, which means it gives something that is not living or organic, almost a living personality of its own, like a human. Anthro, man, human. Anthropomorphic, like a human. Human intelligence, human personality. So we get the idea that this palace is not only beautiful, but almost alive. In monarch thoughts dominion. We see here that the word thought is capitalized, therefore almost a proper name, almost godlike in a way. Monarch, meaning a king or a dictator, someone who rules. So in the dominion of your thought, and dominion means to dominate. So it is in the predominance of your thought. In monarch thought's dominion, it stood there. It ruled the area about. It was the focal point of the area. You could not help but think about this radiant, beautiful, stately palace, almost a living thing rising up out of this valley. Poe is giving us the idea of a living thing. Never seraph spread a pinion over fabric half so fair. What is a seraph? A seraph is like an angel. It is a holy creature, a creature in service to God. A seraph. Spread a pinion. We've seen pictures of angels with wings like birds. Pinion is a feather. Never seraph spread a pinion. It gives you the idea of spreading its wings like a bird. Never seraph spread a pinion. Never angels spread their wings over fabric half so fair. And this is comparing this scene to a beautiful tapestry, a fabric, and angels being sewn into it, beautiful tapestries. So never has there been a tapestry more beautiful, sewn with more skill than the beautiful scene laid out before you. This great, magnificent, and stately palace. Banners, yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this was in the olden time long ago. And every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day, along the ramparts plumed and pallid, a winged odor went away. The first line, banners, yellow, glorious, golden. What is a banner? A banner would be a flag. A flag. So this might have the crest of the family or the king and the queen who lived in the castle. So banners, this signifies something to the onlooker. But Poe, he does not get specific. He only gives you the idea that these are bright and they are beautiful. Yellow, glorious, golden. Golden, a bright color, shining in the sun. Again, emphasizing the radiance that we see from the first stanza. On its roof did float and flow. Now, of course, it isn't under the water. They're not actually floating and flowing upon a liquid, but it gives you the idea of a languorous, a nice, peaceful breeze in which these banners, these beautiful, radiant pieces of fabric are flowing on the wind, floating and flowing, almost a liquid appearance. But fabric moving slowly, peacefully, calmly. All this was in the olden time long ago. You can see this is in parentheses. So it's almost an aside. Poe is adding additional information to his description. He's saying, this happened a long time ago. This isn't current. This isn't now. This is in a time long past, residing only in memory, only in thought. In the monarch thought's dominion, it stood there. That stanza from the first part. This is what it's referring to. This exists only in thought, only in memory. This has passed away. It no longer exists in our current time. And every gentle air that dallied. Again, the idea of a peaceful breeze, a dalliance, something that is trivial, just whiling away the hours, spending peaceful, relaxing time. Again, peaceful, beautiful, calm. We get the idea that this is a peaceful kingdom, beautiful, radiant. The gentle air dallied, gently blowing the banners. Again, a calm and peaceful scene in that sweet day. Sweet, very nice, very attractive. It was a beautiful, idyllic day. Very peaceful day. Along the ramparts, plumed and pallid. Plumed and pallid. The ramparts would be the parts that rise up on the castle. The round architectural structures that come up, usually along the side. Generally, it looks like they have teeth around the edges, and these were for defense. So these are ramparts, generally built for the defense of the palace or the castle in the event of an attack. And it says they are plumed. Plumed, again, much like the word feathers refers, or much like the word pinions, rather, refers to feathers. So again, this is a decoration that is above the ramparts, something to make it look very beautiful, that floats in the wind like feathers, plumed. The word pallid, it means pale or wan, or even gray or ashen. And of course, this is referring to the stone with which the ramparts were built. They are pallid, they are gray stone, stone that was quarried from the area. A winged odor went away. We see the little apostrophe above winged, so it's pronounced winged. It's putting that emphasis on the E. And again, this is for the rhythm of the poem. A winged odor went away. It's to add that extra beat. Remember, a poem is like music. It has a rhythm, and that is to add to the rhythm, the sound, the feel that goes with your heartbeat. A poem follows the beat of your heart, the rhythm. A winged odor went away. An odor is a scent or even a feel. A winged odor, it means, again, we're talking about the wind again. It was winged. It was on the air. A particular scent, a particular odor, a particular essence on the wind went away. It floated past and was gone. Wanderers in that happy valley through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about a throne where sitting Porphyrogene, in state his glory well befitting, the ruler of the realm was seen. Now, the very first verse of that stanza, wanderers in that happy valley. A wanderer would be a traveler, people who are journeying through the valley. Through two luminous windows saw. So these people who are going through the valley, these travelers, these wanderers who have encountered this beautiful, radiant palace, through two windows somewhere up in the palace, in this castle, They see something. Two luminous windows. If it is luminant, if it is luminous, it is giving off light. So there is light coming through these windows. So they see two lit windows up in this palace. They saw spirits moving musically. So spirits could refer to people. It could refer to actual human beings, or it could literally refer to their ghosts or their spirits. So at this point, we're not sure if they are humans inhabited by souls or spirits, or if they are the actual spirits of those who have passed. Nonetheless, these wanderers through two luminous windows are able to see spirits, possibly people, moving musically. Moving musically. This gives the idea that they are moving to music, perhaps dancing to music. But right now, all they can see is the motion. People dancing and moving in rhythm to something, most probably to music. Moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Now we understand they are moving to music, to a specific instrument, the instrument being the lute, a stringed instrument similar to the more popular guitar. So someone is playing a lute and they are dancing, they are moving musically to the lute's well-tuned. Again, we see the word with the apostrophe above the E, well-tuned. Normally, we would pronounce that tuned, well-tuned. But in this case, in order to meet the rhythm of the poem, it is well-tuned, well-tuned. It almost adds an extra beat to the rhythm and the flow of the poem, to a lute's well-tuned law. Okay, what is law? We understand that in the most common sense to be rules, regulations, usually put in place by the government or perhaps even the laws of nature. But in this case, the definition of the word is not a current or commonly used definition. It refers to the rhythm or the beat. And again, this would be a constant, something that did not change. The rhythm would not change. Therefore, a law, something constant. A law is a constant. It does not change. Well-tuned means it is properly adjusted to produce the right and pleasant tones for the particular piece of music. Okay, so we get the idea. We see people moving through the windows, dancing to the music of a lute, to a particular constant rhythm. Round about a throne where sitting Porphyrogene. Okay, round about a throne. We understand a throne to be a chair where someone of royalty or of high station sits. So we get the idea that they are dancing. And perhaps someone, maybe royalty, is watching them dance, sitting upon his or her throne. Now, the word sitting, Porphyrogene, this refers to purple. It's often used in geology, referring to purple stones. But here, in this case, the idea of purple refers to royalty. People of royalty were the only people who were allowed to wear purple. So therefore, sitting Porphyrogene, this would mean sitting in purple, sitting as royalty does, clothed in purple garments, royal purple garments. In state, his glory well befitting. In state, his glory well befitting. in the particular state in which he sits, the way in which he sits, his glory, that being the honor bestowed upon him as royalty. This is well befitting. He has an appropriate air about him, an air of royalty. In state, his glory well befitting. This befits this person. This is obviously a person of high station, high born, of royalty. The ruler of the realm was seen. And now we understand this is the ruler, the monarch, the king, the lord of this realm being this country or this region. So we can see that upon the throne, amid the dancers, is the king, the monarch, the ruler of the realm. And that concludes part 1 of The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. Please check back with us in a day or two for part 2 of The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. And stay tuned with us. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to give us a big thumbs up. Let us know what you like. Give us your comments and suggestions down below. We do read every one of them and we pay attention to them. We will continue to give you more advanced listening lessons and more advanced lessons in English, as well as some of the more basic lessons. Please let us know what you want to learn and we will absolutely respond. Again, thank you so much, my friends, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.